Shalom, Akim, Shalom. This is your brother Yeshemai. Before I get into this message, I want to start off by giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kwakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, whom rule and teach well. And sincere shalom to all you brothers pushing this work. This message is going to be of in regards to how fucked off our people are, man. And how fucked off the wine of Babylon has made our people. I'm going to get into that in a couple scriptures. But first, let's get into the mentality of the so-called white man, who we know to be Esau Edom. I'm going to play this 2-minute clip. And then we will break down what this man's saying.
Precisely are your lands. These are the lands my people lived before you whites first came. I don't understand. We whites were not your first enemies. Why don't you demand back the land in Minnesota where the Chippewa and others forced you from years before? The Black Hills are sacred lands given to my people by
Let me just pause it here. So this is from a snippet. I'm not sure what show this is, but I had seen this come across my feed a couple of days ago. And so what's going on here is, by the way, you will see a lot of Edomites and Republicans posting this on their like Twitter and shit like that, because they somehow feel justified by taking the land of Gad and the Seminole Indians. They somehow feel justified that they were able to come and steal the land, and they justify it by saying, well, we came here and you guys were warring. And see, that's how fucked off this piece of shit is, man. He will go and invade another country, do evil and wicked deeds to the apple of the eye of the Most High. And then they will try and justify it by saying, oh, well, they were doing something wrong, so we came in and fucking destroyed them. Like, think of the insanity of that. You know, if you're driving and somebody doesn't turn their blinker on, this motherfucker will try to justify it and say, well, he didn't turn his blinker on, so I just fucking floored it and pit maneuvered his ass and killed him and his entire family. Most people will be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But see, y'all don't think like that. See, you don't apply to that, man. We give passes to our people. Our people that don't know the truth of who they are and of who the so-called white man is, they will give passes to this motherfucker. But look at the mentality of this guy. Again, he's going to try to justify sailing across a fucking ocean and slaughtering these people, bashing their babies' heads on rocks, fucking making bets on who can slice a Gadite in half with one swing of the sword. If you don't believe me, look up the diaries of Christopher Columbus, man. This motherfucker was wicked. They were making bets. They were taking the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, and making bets on who can slice a Gadite in half with one sword, man. But you guys will give them passes. You stupid-ass Christians and you stupid-ass Catholics will give them passes. Let's continue with this message.
What would you say to the Mormons and others who believe that their God has given to them Indian lands in the West? I would say they should listen to us. No matter what your legends say, you didn't sprout from the plains like the spring grasses, and you didn't coalesce out of the ether. You came out of the Minnesota woodlands armed to the teeth and set upon your fellow man. You massacred the Kiowa, the Omaha, the Ponca, the Oto, and the Pawnee without mercy. And yet you claim the Black Hills as private reserve bequeathed to you by the Great Spirit. And who gave us the guns and powder to kill our enemies? And who traded weapons to the Chippewa and others who drove us from our homes? The proposition that you were a peaceable people before the appearance of the white man is the most fanciful legend of all. You were killing each other for hundreds of years before the first white stepped foot on this continent. You conquered those tribes, lusting for their game and their lands, just as we have now conquered you for no less noble a cause. This is your story of my people. This is the truth, not legend.
Again, man, if you listen to what this evil motherfucker is saying, man, is that Gad was warring among themselves. And, again, we're not saying that the Israelites are perfect. That's not what we're saying. But we are the righteous. We do sin, but we are the chosen people. And you can't get around that no matter what. Yes, we do go off. And yes, we do fight amongst each other. They were fighting amongst each other. But what right does that give you, motherfucker, to come across the sea and slaughter these people, man? He didn't turn his blinker on, so you pit maneuvered his ass and killed his family and then threw smallpox on his descendants? Really? That's your justification? This is who the so-called white man is, man. This is the devil. This is the devil. And so the purpose of this message is because, I'm at work, this morning, and I get a phone call, and, it turns out that some family members of mine that aren't in the truth, there was this car stranded outside on the road when I left this morning, and I fucking drove by, and it's this Edomite, and I drove by, and they didn't say nothing. Like, hey, can you help me? Not that I was going to help them, but I just wanted to see what the fuck they were doing, right? Because they're parked outside. And so they didn't say nothing. So whatever, boom, I leave. So what? You're stranded. And then I get a call like, hey, one of your family members told them that they can park inside the property. I'm like, what? Like, what are you doing? I called I called that family member and like, hey, why are you letting people onto the property? Like, oh, I just want to help. Like, help who? You want to help the same motherfucker that is openly trying to destroy you through poisoning the food, poisoning the waters, poisoning the air. Why? And that's because our people are fucking lost, man. Our people have been lied to, man. Our people have been told that we have to help everyone else, but you won't help your fellow Israelite. You'll fucking help a fucking Edomite crackhead because he's a fucking Edomite, but you won't help. You won't give money to Israelite. Like, this is how fucked off we are, and the reason we do this, I'm gonna get into that, but let's start it off with Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. And who is our enemy? Who is the enemy of the soul of the Israelites? It's the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Since his birthright was given to Jacob, he had been plotting to kill us, man. He's the one who was blessed with the sword to take peace from the earth. Who is our enemy? Who is the one that's poisoning the minds of your children? Who is your enemy? Who is the one that is poisoning the minds of our women? Who is the enemy? Who is the one that is telling our women that they are equal and causing strife? That's your enemy. Who's the one that sows discord? Who's the one that's bringing all of these illegals, so-called illegals, and causing you to be against them because now they're saying that there's Venezuelan gangs, so now they want an uprising? Who is that? That's your enemy. Okay, so now who's doing that? The same group of people, man. But yet the same group of people, y'all want to help them out. Our people are fucking destroyed, man. This is Isaiah 33:1. And this is perfectly pointing out the so-called white man. Woe to thee that spoilest. And by the way, woe is destruction. And that was not spoiled. Because when you motherfuckers came over here to the fourth part of the world, you guys came here and Gad treated you nicely, and you turned around and slaughtered them, man. You sold fucking land that wasn't yours, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. And you've done this to the Gadites. You've done this to the Aztecs, Issachar, to the Mayans. Everywhere you've gone, you go, and people accept you at first, and they shouldn't, which again goes back to not trusting your enemy. But you deal treacherously with them, man. You spoil them. Every single place you've gone, you spoil them. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And by the way, you're still trying to spoil, man, through proxy wars in Ukraine, and through sending Navy aircraft to Palestine over there, to Gaza. You know what I mean? You're still doing it, man. Like, when the fuck? This is your enemy, man. But our people will see a fucking nice dressed Edomite, and because he's in control, because he's got the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, which was his blessing, because our people see that the so-called white man is on top, they will try to do things for him. Man, I was at an event this past week. There was this old ass Edomite lady with a big ass hump on her back, by the way. Big ass fucking hump. Like, not just a regular hump. The bitch had that shit was a mountain of sear, man. She had a big ass hump. Anyways, she's on a walker. She's trying to open this door. She's, struggling to open the door, because she's got one hand on the walker, and then another hand she's trying to open up the door. And, she's like 70, 80 years old. So this Edomite was around the time of segregation and possibly slavery. Who knows? And guess who happens to come up and fucking open up the door? A fucking, a Southern Kingdom, man. A Southern Kingdom which looked to be like 50, 60 years old. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on, man? This lady probably owned you. Probably owned your grandpa. This lady probably hated when she had to go to school with you, man. And yet here you are opening up the fucking door. Our people are lost, man. And again, why is that? Because what does Babylon tell us? We're all one. Oh, we're all in this together. That was a big saying during that whole COVID shit. We're all in this together. Lock yourself up in your tiny ass home, and I'll be here in my big ass mansion with 85 pools, 10 gym rooms, and 100 bathrooms with maids. And by the way, it turned out that the people, their maids, couldn't even come in contact with them. Like when these celebrities were getting groceries sent to them during the lockdown, they wouldn't even come in contact with their own workers. But yet we were all in it together. See, we're all in it together when you're being destroyed. But we're separate when you're destroying us. When you're in your rulership, we're separate and you hate us. But when you're losing your kingdom, then we're all one. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. That's an unjust balance, man. And that's something that the Most High despises. Okay? But our people see that this so-called white man is at the pinnacle of the hierarchy, and they try to be like him, and they try to help him, man. But you're going to be spoiled, man. When thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. When the gig is up, when you try to make peace, that's when you're going to be spoiled, man. Let's see here. Proverbs 3:31. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Now, who is the oppressor? The so-called white man. And what are his ways? His ways are that we are all one and that we need to help each other out. But none of them are fucking helping us out. You know, everybody wants to feel bad, for the Palestinians, in Gaza. And I mean, yeah, we see those videos, man. But, and we see what Amalek is doing to those people. And it does pull at your heartstrings when you see these babies, man, especially if you got kids. And so, but where the fuck were they at when we were getting slaughtered, But yet, they want us to be forgiving to them, but they've never forgiven none of us. You fucking blow a red light, ticket. And if you got a warrant, jail time. They won't forgive you for that, but they want you to forgive them for spoiling our people, for poisoning the water, for still pushing these fucking vaccines, man, for still pushing Christianity. Like, and our people, our stupid ass people, buy into it. They buy into it and they want to help this motherfucker out, man. They want to help them open doors. They want to let them park in our place. I mean, fuck, look at Gad, man. Gad welcomed these motherfuckers. And then they took the fucking land and you saw this fucking white man justifying it. But y'all still want to help this motherfucker, man. That's why 2/3 of our people have to be destroyed. You motherfuckers have to be destroyed, man. Y'all keep wanting to fucking shake off this man's wiener after he fucking pisses, man. Y'all keep trying to be his fucking slave, thinking he's gonna like you. He doesn't like you. He despises you, man. We are not to choose any of his ways, and that includes his ways of we are all one and we need to help each other out, man. In that same event where I saw this Southern Kingdom open up this door for this old lady, like 15 minutes later, there was a older Edomite. Again, same thing, but it was an older Edomite man trying to open up the door. And I walked by. I said, fuck that motherfucker, man. Because, see, we need to get out of the mentality if we see an old Edomite that's frail, poor, we got to help him out. Fuck him, man. Because, yeah, he may be old, but if he's old, that means he was around when these motherfuckers were at their pinnacle. And when a motherfucker is at his pinnacle, they're proud. They feel better. This motherfucker was around when they bombed Nagasaki. He was around when they were integrating the Southern Kingdom into the Edomite schools, man. So no, man, fuck him, man. We need to remember who our enemy is, man. And our enemy will grow old, and he will grow weak, and he may look feeble, but he wasn't always feeble. And we need to be mindful of that. At one point, he was actively trying to destroy you and was talking shit about you, man. And for those that are trying to take apart, that are trying to still help this so-called white man out, Proverbs 23 and 29. I just did a lesson on this a couple days ago. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has babbling? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Because how many videos have we seen where fucking 2/3 of our people see something happening and they get into the mix to try to help somebody out, and then you get killed. You get ran over by a car. Mind your own fucking business, man. Quit trying to save these people, man. Because that mixed wine is that mixed philosophy of being an Israelite, but you still want to try to help out the so-called white man. That's the woe, man. That's the, he was trying to help somebody out. His car stopped on the side of the freeway. He got out, and a fucking semi-truck just splattered his fucking body, flattened him out like a fucking piece of paper. That's the wounds without cause, man. Because what the fuck were you doing there to fucking try to help your enemy when the Bible tells us not to trust them, man. Quit trying to help these people out. You know, now, currently I'm dealing with the anger and the stress of why are these random people's car on my property now? What if the car's stolen? What if these motherfuckers don't come back until, which by the way, if they don't come back in 2 hours, I'm calling the police and I'm towing their fucking vehicles. But it's like, now these are additional stress. These are wounds without cause that now I have because stupid ass people, family members of ours that don't understand who the fuck they are and don't understand who their enemy is, want to put themselves out there. What the fuck are you doing, man? We are called to come out of Babylon, man. Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. You people keep trying to help these motherfuckers, man. You keep trying to vote in Trump. You keep trying to vote in Biden. We gotta vote in this white man to fucking save us from this other white man. Stop trying to help these motherfuckers, man. Their time is done. Yahweh said you cannot serve two masters, man. Their rulership, their mastership has to end for us to come up. And while their rulership is fucking ending, for our rulership to start, you motherfuckers want to help him get back up. Let him crumble. Let him crumble, man. And if you're too fucking weak, try to justify it this way, you fucking weak-minded fools, man. You're not actively killing him like he actively killed you. You're just letting him get his judgment. Just leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. If you saw a deer hit on the side of the freeway taking his last breath, what would you do? You would take him out of his misery. We're telling you, hey, if you don't want to take him out of his misery, okay, then just keep driving, motherfucker. But stop trying to help this motherfucker out. Stop trying to involve his philosophy. That's that mixed wine. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and that includes all of its mannerisms, all of its philosophy, and deliver your soul, man. How do you deliver your soul? Because we're called to be separate. We are a holy people. What does holy mean? Set apart, above all these other nations. We're not supposed to be mixing ourselves with them, man. Let the Most High's recompense, mentioned in here, let the Most High's recompense be given to them. Because judgment is a beautiful thing in the sight of the Most High. And I'm going to end it off with this. Luke 17:32. Remember Lot's wife. Very simple, man. Remember Lot's wife. While Lot was being delivered, this bitch looked back, man. We're being delivered, man. How are we being delivered? Because Yahweh tells us that two people cannot rule at the same time. And so we see this rulership ending. We see the rulership of Esau Edom ending. And you motherfuckers want to look back and help this motherfucker out. You're going against the Most High. You are going, if a motherfucker is dying, is being judged, his rulership is being done away with, and is caused directly by the Most High, are you not going against the Most High when you help the same person up who the Most High has caused to fall? Think about that, man. Try to wrap your simple fucking mind around this, man. Our people are lost. Our people are destroyed. And that's why you have to be destroyed, man. That's why 2/3 of you motherfuckers have to be destroyed. Because we can't be dealing with this shit, man. We're over here scratching off our winning lottery tickets. All right? Per se. And we're scratching off the last winning number. The Most High is scratching off the last winning number for us to win the lottery. And your dumbass wants to come in here and scratch off the wrong number. You're a fucking idiot, man. This is a lesson. This is a rebuke for our people. You need to leave this man alone. You need to let his judgment come through. And you need to not stand in the way of Yahweh. I hope you brothers have been edified. And I hope some of you motherfuckers have been rebuked. Shalom.